Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. Bago pong lahat, I will ask the committee secretary to list my name doon sa second round para bago ko po makakalimutan. Mr. Chair, tayo po ay nasa IRM issue pa rin, ano?
Yes, Honorable Barbers.
Okay, I will try to limit my questions dun sa issue po ng IRM kasi marami pa hong ibang pwede nating tanungin tungkol sa tanungin sa Philhealth tungkol dun sa ibang issues.
Pwede naman po kayong tumalon din sa ibang mga tanong as long as within your time ng 20 minutes kung may nakikita po kayong nais yun ng ipagtanong.
Okay, maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. Unang-una ho, yung pong basihan ng executive session po natin kay SVP Del Rosario, does this involve national security issues that he has to disclose to the committee? Kasi kung hindi naman po, Mr. Chair, wala naman hong basihan siguro para tayo ay mag-executive session. Unless meron siyang information that might involve national security or if he will spill the beans, pwede po natin siyang entertainin doon. Otherwise, sa tingin ko, parang it's a story of it's my word against his word, against the other person's word, etc. etc. So, yun lang. Pwede nyo na pong sagutin mamaya, Mr. Chair, para dumiretso na ho ako dito sa Philhealth. Yung pong ano ang legal basis, Mr. Del Rosario, ng IRM?
Attorney Del Rosario,
Mr. Chair, mayong hapon, Congressman. Sir, the legal opinion that we issued to the PhilHealth management states that the PhilHealth board has the authority to develop and formulate policies pertaining to provider payment mechanisms, contribution, membership, among others. This pertains to the authority of the board, and we also reminded the management on that March 17 legal opinion that the matter should be presented to the PhilHealth board.
Okay, so I suppose that there is a board resolution to this effect, no? And with that, did the EXICOM ask your legal opinion on this particular IRM? Meron po bang ganon?
Yes, sir. We issued that particular legal opinion. And as I said, that pertains to the authority of the board. And we took note of the past implementation of that particular policy during the other calamities that
Yes, I understand. Mr. Del Rosario, wag na ho natin balikan yung dating implementation because malayong-malayo ho ito dun sa dati. I will cite the difference later as we go along. Dito sa implementation ng IRM, nabanggit nyo kanina yung mga precedents, di ba? Pwede ho bang briefly sabihin nyo sa amin ano ho yung mga na-cite na mga precedents in order for you and the board and the EXICOM to come up with an IRM specifically for this pandemic, yung ating COVID?
As far as I remember, Your Honor, Mr. Chairman, our legal opinion did not specify the instances where IRM policy was implemented. But to my best recollection, the IRM was implemented during the time of Typhoon Undoy, Typhoon Yolanda, the Marawi siege, and Taal volcano eruption, Mr. Chairman, Your Honor.
Yeah, yun na nga yung mga basihan ninyo sa fortuitous events, di ba? Undoy, Taal, Marawi, all these things, no, that where IRM was implemented, correct? No? At itong issuances of the IRM or the implementation of the IRM before, marami kasing mga questions tungkol dun sa previous implementations ninyo doon sa IRM. I don't know if you're already with the Philhealth during that time, no? And gusto ko lang kasing ma-clarify, can you educate me, ano ibig sabihin ng IRM?
IRM, Mr. Chairman, based on the PhilHealth issuances, stands for Interim Reimbursement Mechanism.
So very clear ho tayo doon, reimbursement. Di ba po? So reimbursement meaning, in my little knowledge of the Webster's meaning of the reimbursement is that when a service or a procurement happen, i-reimburse nyo. Babayaran nyo. Di ba?
That's Mr. Chairman, that's the plain meaning of the word reimbursement.
Is there any other meaning other than the plain meaning, attorney?
Sir, but it was used differently by PhilHealth for this purpose.
That's precisely my next point. It says IRM, reimbursement. So there is nowhere in any of your memorandums, your circulars, not even during the board meetings that you had, that you discussed and approved and allowed and authorized yung issuances of cash advances. Tama? Kasi issuance of cash advances using public funds might constitute, yun nga, sinasabi kanina ni Congressman Remulla, malversation. Di ba po ba? Kasi nasa Procurement Act natin, nasa batas natin, that you can only disburse funds kapag meron na pong service na naibayad o hindi kaya meron na ho kayong nabili na dumaan sa isang proseso. Tama po ba ako doon?
I understand your point, Mr. Chairman, but for the purposes of discussion and based on my understanding of PhilHealth policies, the provisions of the Universal Healthcare Act actually directs the shift to what we call prospective payment, Your Honor, and this is actually an advance payment, no?
Excuse me, attorney, excuse me po, no? Itong IRM, you cannot use the Universal Health Care. Can you cite the provision first? Kung ano yung nagsasaad doon sa Universal Health Care na pwede kayong mag-advance dito sa pondong ito?
Yes, sir. The UHC Act, I don't remember the exact provision.
That's exactly my point.
But
Because if you know your justification and your basis, you will easily answer the committee. So, in other words, ito hong ating IRM, Attorney Del Rosario, sa aking palagay, unang-una, hindi ho ito a form of cash advance. Bakit? Kasi it is illegal for public funds to be disbursed to private entities without following the provisions of our procurement law. Diba? Yun nga, yung services rendered at saka yung mga nabili. Second, it is also not an interest-free loan. No? Hindi naman tayo nagpapautang na okay, mangutang kayo, walang interest yan. Wala tayong ganon. Kasi nilabas niyo yung pera, it's supposed to have been incurred interests and earned for the government. Dahil nilabas nyo, napakalaking sayang. Dito ho sa attorney, dito sa yung bigyan nyo nga ho kami ng idea quickly kung ano yung SOP, yung Standard Operating Procedure to guide the IRM implementation from your head office down to the regional offices. Quickly lang.
I'm not the best person to discuss that, Your Honor. I have no hand in the crafting of the SOP. If the chairman will allow it, I will refer you to our corporate counsel who actually prepared for the discussion on the IRM.
Aren't you the SVP for legal?
Yes, sir. But we have a corporate counsel. The legal offices at PhilHealth is composed of 4 offices, and I only supervise one office with 4 departments. But the legal offices under the regions are under the supervision of the operation sector. The arbitration office, which decides on the cases, is under a separate office, and we have a corporate counsel who reviews the issuances of.
Okay, so ganito na lang. Being the SVP legal, did you or your office issue a legal opinion on the viability of this IRM program? Kasi pinresent ng board, no, nandoon kayo lahat. Definitely may pondong required at madidisburse dito. Hindi ba nagtanong yung board ng inyong opinion tungkol dito?
The board did not ask for our opinion, Mr. Chairman, but we provided the President and CEO the opinion pertaining to IRM that it is within the authority of the board to determine payment mechanisms. And,
Payment mechanisms, very clear ho tayo dyan, payment mechanisms. Pero I'm referring to advance payments. Is that part of the mandate of or the purview of the IRM na mag-allow ng advance payments? Kaya nga, di ba, interim reimbursement eh. Otherwise, you could have named it interim reimbursement and advance payments. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. The opinion did not touch on the issue on advance payment. What the opinion stated is that the Philhealth board has the authority to formulate policies on provider payment mechanisms.
Oh, yun na nga eh. Medyo lumalayo tayo dun sa tanong ko, attorney eh. Kasi nga, di ba, I believe that since a board has come up with that kind of a policy, ngayon, the first or the second next step is that they will ask the opinion of the legal department. Kung ito ba'y tama, ito ba'y legal, ito ba'y pasok dun sa batas at hindi ba tayo maiipit dito? Because to me, as it seems that after you disburse those funds without a legal basis, therefore, that to my mind, it constitutes a violation of the law, which is a technical malversation or malversation of funds. Kasi nga, dapat nga, bago yan niro-roll out yung mga programa, unang-unang tatanungin yung legal. Ikaw na andyan sa opisina. You could have given your opinion, oy, bawal yan, because there is a law. Am I made to believe, Attorney Del Rosario, that you agreed to the board that there is no problem, there is no violation of any law if we implement an advance payment under the IRM program? Is that correct?
In my opinion, Mr. Chairman, I believe that the board has acted within its authority in the implementation of the interim reimbursement mechanism, not only for COVID but for the past instances, Mr. Chair.
Yung
Honorable
past
Barbers.
instances, okay. Yes,
Honorable
Mr.
Barbers.
Chairman. Yes,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
I just want to clarify, Attorney Del Rosario, I don't think the board ever agreed to the IRM being discussed now. Yung pong pinag-usapan nyo na IRM, tinitingnan ko lahat ng minutes nyo, wala namang ganyan pong usapan eh. Lahat po to COVID, lahat po to sinasabi, ilalagay natin sa mga COVID hospitals. Yung binabanggit ni Congressman Barbers, these were all, the policy was approved, but in terms of execution, nag-iba po kayo. Kasi sinasabi nyo na ngayon, pwede nang gamitin kahit hindi COVID. Tama po ba, Attorney Del Rosario?
Mr. Chair, I'm not privy to all the discussions of the Philhealth board, but we do have members of the board present, so you can address your questions to them if you like, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Attorney. Unless the Honorable Barbers would like to, andito po yung board eh, kasi parang sa akin po iba Congressman Barbers yung inaprubahan na polisiya at iba yung naging implementation. Unless
Exactly.
you want to report here.
Exactly my point, Mr. Chair. Kasi nga po, kaya ako nagtatanong kung meron ho bang opinion na in-issue ang legal department. Because otherwise, kung merong legal opinion to, di sana binigyan tayo. Bigyan nyo nga kami ng kopya. Kung meron nga ba kayong ginawang opinion dito mula sa iyong opisina, Attorney Del Rosario. I will ask the members of the board later. But I'd like to focus first on Attorney Del Rosario for the reason that lahat po naman ng ito, hindi ho sana mangyayari itong disbursement of funds without any programs for that matter that Philhealth will roll out. Lahat ho yan, hinihingian ho yan ng legal opinion from the legal department. Para ho, protektado sila, wala ho silang tatamaan batas at wala ho silang mababiolate. Exact. Kaya nga ho, gusto kong malaman, kung meron man, may I ask Mr. Chair that Attorney Del Rosario submit to the committee whatever legal opinion his office has rendered in the implementation and even in the formulation of the IRM scheme para ho makita natin. Is that all right, Mr. Chair?
Yes, Attorney Del Rosario, can you
Yes, sir.
kindly
We will
furnish?
submit all pertinent legal opinions on the matter.
Congressman Barbers, I just want to inform you, si Board Member Kabading is also in Zoom. And kung ano daw pong, I think, kung anong kailangan mong information, pwede rin niyang ibagi sa'yo.
Sige, okay, tama. Salamat po, Mr. Chair. Board Member Kabading, can you hear me?
Board Member Kabading is recognized.
Kasi, Mr. Chair, habang wala pa si Mr. Kabading, dun lang sa recipients ng IRM, ang dami ng question which was raised earlier by Congressman Remulla, Congressman Dan Fernandez, and Congressman Barsaga, and even the chair. No? Sabi nila, ang daming naging recipient ng IRM na pondo na hindi naman supposed to be dapat. No? Maraming non-accredited hospitals na issuehan. Maraming hospitals with pending cases, no? Nasa office ni I'm sure nasa office ni Attorney Del Rosario yan. Yung mga non-hospital facilities na hindi din dapat like dialysis clinics, etc., lying-ins, etc., etc. So ang next ko nga sanang itatanong, meron bang special reason why Philhealth allowed advance payments to non-credited HCIs, no? Kagaya pong mga nabanggit ko ngayon. Ewan ko kung sino pwedeng sumagot sa kanila.
Can we request Board Member Kabading to unmute? Kasi hindi ko ata siya.
Oh yes. Good afternoon po, Congressman and Congressman Mike Ripensor and Congressman Barbers.
Maganda
Yes
po Board Member Kabading. I will opo, para po.
Mr. Kabading, can you hear me?
Oh yeah. That's it. That's good.
Itatanong ko lang, you were a member of the board, di ba? Nung napag-usapan, napag-agrihan at naaprubahan ninyo yung pag-i-implement ng IRM. Tama
Yes.
po ba yun? Okay. So in your discussion, was there ever a point in your discussion in the board, no, that asked for a legal opinion from Mr. Del Rosario?
I'm sorry, Senator. I could not remember. It's quite matagal-tagal na po.
Okay, so hindi niyo po matandaan. So
Yeah, that's it.
oo. Kasi nakakapagtaka nga ho, looking at the funds that were released, no, for this purpose, yung IRM, daming question sa isipan natin at ng isipan ng taong bayan. One,
Yes.
di ba? Maraming nakatanggap o yung mga fund recipients na hindi naman dapat, kagaya nung nabanggit ko kanina, yung non-accredited hospitals, hospitals with pending administrative cases, yung clinics, no, like dialysis clinics, etc., etc. Kaya nga ang next kong sanang tanong, meron bang special reason sa tingin nyo, sa inyong opinion lang, kung bakit itong mga HCIs na ito na may kaso at yung mga non-accredited nakakatanggap po ng pondo sa IRM?
That level of releasing funds to those that have cases, myself is surprised to that because we were kept on the dark with respect to the discussion whether or not this hospital who have cases could receive. Actually, diyan ko na lang po nalaman sa discussion na yung palang listang na mga yan include those that have cases. So I'm just surprised as maybe as you are guys, Congressman.
Okay, salamat. Kasi nga, kaya nga nabanggit ko, parehas tayo at mga taong bayan nagtatanong, bakit naman napaka-special naman ito? Hindi ho kaya ay may mga relationships, may magiging... we will discover that eventually, Mr. Chair, no? Sa tingin ko. At dadating din tayo sa puntong yan. Ngayon, ito hong usapan ninyo sa board, no? Nung napag-usapan niyo na, gumawa tayo ng IRM para matulungan natin dahil may instructions ang ating Pangulo na tulungan lahat ng mga ospital na mag-entertain o magti-treat ng mga COVID patients. Napag-usapan niyo ho ba doon na yung mga regulations, yung mga policies in order for the Philhealth to make sure or ensure the public na safe po yung pera nila. Kunyari, pag nag-liquidate, pagka nag-submit na ho ng kanilang billing yung mga ospital, meron ho bang polisiya ang PhilHealth na nire-require yung lahat ng mga ospital na dapat monthly meron kayong sinasubmit na periodic reports, meron kayong sinasubmit na mga utilization reports, etc. etc. Kasi malawak ho yung sakop itong IRM na ito eh.
Yeah, yung idea of liquidation, I was also surprised because it was never discussed. How long will it take? Like they were saying, 120 days because ano daw yan because of the COVID. But what I was another surprise though is there was a memo issued. I just forgot the number though, but it was issued making the liquidation of IRM optional. And during the board meeting, I questioned this because I thought this was really ill thought to be to issue such. Can you imagine issuing this IRM, making the liquidation optional? I don't know where did you get this idea. Where in fact releasing it by itself, it's a government fund, but that's just automatic that has to be reimbursed. And the fact that this one is happening makes that yung kwento na favoritism, yung kwentong binigyan na hindi naman COVID referral hospital, the money that were given to them might be the making it a room for them to maneuver dahil down sa issuance of making it optional.
Yes.
Because originally, if you thought if it is COVID, it should be COVID. And why you are giving it to non-COVID? Now you will issue a memorandum making it optional. Where did you get that idea?
Tama.
So, these are things in the board that I'm so surprised with.
I absolutely agree with you, Mr. Kabading. No? Kaya nga, Mr. Chair, no, dito sa usapin ng IRM, very clear no, that there was, in the implementation of this, nakita natin na marami talagang questionable. And including dun sa disbursement, including dun sa recipients, maraming butas itong kaya nga makakasagot ho nito if indeed there was really an opinion, a legal opinion from Attorney Del Rosario, then we want him to submit to the committee so that alam natin that from the beginning, the people that should implement IRM are already aware of the possible violations if they do not comply with the provisions of any existing law, Mr. Chair. So obviously, yung IRM, malaki ang problema po dito. I will not anymore belabor yung IRM. Kasi kanina ko pa napapansin, also in the last hearing, itong si Dr. Vic Vargas. Tanong ko lang ho, ano ho bang Dr. Rusha, di ba po, Mr. Chair?
Yes. Correction, Honorable Barbes, it's not Dr. Vic, but Dr. Ish Pargas.
I'm sorry. Medyo kakapanood ko lang ho nung pelikula ni Pugo tsaka ni Tugo kanina. Naalala ko lang. Sorry ho. Dr. Pargas, may I know if you're a doctor, ano pong specialization niyo?
Yes, Mr.
Dr. Pargas.
I'm a general practitioner, sir.
So, general practitioner. It seems that in all your answers to the questions of the members of the Senate and members of the House, parang kayo ho yung kayo yung gumagawa nung mga package o pakete dun sa case rate policy, di ba? Parang kayo nagde-determine magkano yung dapat ibayad, ano yung range, no? Kayo yung nagde-determine kung ano yung klase ng mga sakit na dapat masama dun sa pakete. At saka parang parang lahat to is all dependent on you. So do you have a written proposal to the members of the board as to which illnesses should be considered in your packages of case rate packages?
Mr. Chair, under my sector po is the benefits development uh, and research department who does the research and study with regard to this to any benefit packages po.
Yun, exactly, Mr. Chair. Doon mo, example, i-limit natin kunyari o sa mata, no? Yung opta. Kayo ho ba nag-determine na yung isang mata ay magkano ho ba yun?
16,000, Mr. Chair.
Congressman Barbers, can you wrap up your
Yes,
question?
this is just the last, Mr. Chair, because I'd like to establish, it seems that all policies that have been drafted by this Philhealth management today were all taken from the idea and the wisdom of Dr. Paragas. That's why I asked, ano ba yung qualification niya? Has he ever done an operation or a surgery? Hindi pala, general medicine. So I'm not discounting your ability and your intelligence on other issues. It's just that kaya ako gustong tanungin kasi baka naman may mali tayo dun sa listahan ng mga illnesses na dapat nasasakop ng Philhealth. So yun lang, Mr. Chair. Later on my second round, I will go back again to the legal department. And my question earlier before I started, if indeed there is a need for an executive session, let us remind Attorney Del Rosario that whatever discussions he will have with us under the executive session must be involved national security or information that would help us in our investigation. Yun lamang po, Mr. Chair. At I hope that my name will be listed in the second round. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Congressman Barbers. We will do that.